KPRC2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Well, tonight, Hurricane Helene is set to make landfall in Florida as a massive Category 4 storm. It is expected to cause catastrophic damage over the next several hours. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Keith Garvin.
Good evening. I'm Daniela Guzman, and we are getting our first images from Florida as Helene makes landfall. Take a look at this live picture from Key West right now. At the southern tip of Florida, you can see strong waves coming to shore. Some new video tonight out of Cedar Key shows storm surge already causing severe street flooding. State officials are warning that water levels could surpass 20 feet in height, being described as unsurvivable. And this is how it looked this evening in Tampa along the Skyway Bridge. If you look far enough in the background, you can see several vehicles still crossing over, at least attempting to. And in Lee County, Florida, several roads already impassable tonight. According to the sheriff there, many streets already seeing several feet of water, saying crews are already having a very difficult time getting to areas in need.
Yeah, incredible new video tonight shows the eye of Helene from space in the form of that dangerous Category 4 status. In the video, you can see all the lightning in the well-defined center. Category 4 means catastrophic damage again, and it means it can occur and electricity can be out for weeks and possibly even months. As of 7 o'clock tonight, more than 270,000 customers are already without power in Florida.
And Houston fire crews, along with Centerpoint crews from Houston, are stationed really close to Florida, ready to help once Helene passes by. And our Gage Goulding, you'll see right here, he's in Tallahassee tonight live as Helene makes landfall. Gage joining us right now live, getting a first-hand look at this very dangerous storm. Gage, what are you seeing right now? I can see it's raining pretty hard.
Yeah, this is kind of the big pickup here, as I like to call it, where it's, you know, windy and rainy, but now it's really starting to fire up. I got my anemometer here, which is reading our wind gusts. The highest that we've had here is about 25, 30. Now, I got to admit, I'm protected a little bit by some buildings and some trees behind me here, but when the wind gusts, like we're getting a gust right now, these readings will spike into the 30s here, which is, you know, pretty typical of what we're expecting to see at this point during the storm. Again, we're protected by a little bit of the buildings and trees here. We're, just so you know, we're about 10 minutes away from the Florida State Capitol here in Tallahassee, and we're about 40 miles or so from the actual coast. That's where they're going to see the worst of those impacts. If you remember during Hurricane Beryl, where we were dealing with it out in Matagorda, we saw kind of the worst of it there, whereas in Houston, it was still bad, and we are going to get it here. As you saw in some of those shots, it's coming our way, but it might be a little bit diluted. But somebody that's out on the coast, Earl Williams, you're joining us. You're here with us. You evacuated, and I'm glad you did, because you could see up to 20 feet of storm surge where you are in Carabel, Florida. But I see you got your phone in your hand here, because Earl's actually watching cameras from his home. He has a backup generator, and the Wi-Fi is still on, and you're watching your cameras intently because I'm assuming you're wondering what's going on. How is it being here but watching your whole homestead back home?
Well, it's a range of emotions. I'm nervous. My stomach is in knots. But I'm glad for the technology, of course. You know, I can see what's happening and what's not happening in this case.
Now turn it around. I want the people at home to see.
Sure.
What's incredible is we're sitting here and watching and getting some wind and rain that you're seeing. But there, you wouldn't really know that a Cat 4 is knocking on your front doorstep.
No. It appears to be real similar to what's going on here. It's relatively calm, but see, now every now and again I'll get a good gust of wind and everything will flare up a little bit, and then it calms down, and just real similar, I think, to what's going on here.
Well, Earl, we're gonna keep tabs on that throughout the night, and hopefully that remains like that, because, you know, like I said, it comes and goes in these spells where you will get those bigger gusts of winds, those bands that come through, and it produces a rainmaker. I think the biggest threat where we're seeing right now could be the potential for rain in Tallahassee. We could see some of those very destructive winds. A Category 4 is certainly nothing to shake a stick at. In this area, though, it is what's going to happen overnight. When we wake up, this could be a very different situation. We've already seen power outages in this area. We've seen power surging in this area, including at the hotel that we are at right now. So in the next couple of hours, in the overnight hours, the situation is going to change dramatically here. We're going to be here. We're going to hang out with Earl. We're going to make sure his house is okay. We're going to check on that. But we're here from Tallahassee. Evacuees are filling in this hotel. crossing fingers, just like Earl, that they can head back to a home whenever they get back. Live in Tallahassee, Gage Goulding, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Gage, thank you. Be careful out there.
And Gage,